Hiya girls, we are Barney and Lukey and we are the hot young visionaries behind Truffle Pig Wigs.
And this is Cliffhangers, the unofficial, unrequested and unhinged RuPaul's Drag Race recap show.
The views and opinions expressed on Cliffhangers are from a couple of women who just love drag and have zero real business judging it. If you are not a fan of red-hot acidic critique, turn back now.
He puts the meh in meth head. It's Barney!
And introducing to the stage, the original babe in the city.
Oh!
It's Lukey.
You know what I say about the film? I love the mise en scène and Babe 2 Pig in the City.
Do you? Why the mise en scène?
It's just gorgeous. Actually,
a visual treat.
Really go and look at it.
But like, what do you mean? I'm afraid to admit on the pod, I don't think I've seen Pig in the City.
It's just all very kind of like stylized, and it's just lovely. Lovely colours.
Great.
Lovely little...
Real intellectual breakdown of Pig in the City.
If you don't understand what a lovely aesthetic is, I can't explain to you more.
Fantastic. So can I start this week with a lesson, please?
Yes.
I read yesterday that...
Is this a Jesus lesson?
Yeah, unfortunately. If everyone would like to take their Bibles out underneath their desk.
I really don't like it, Cass.
Did you know that, I'll be terribly embarrassed if you did know this, but I read, do you know why it's called Squirrel Friends?
I thought just because they say squirrel and that rhymes with girl.
Squirrel Friends, because they hide their nuts away.
That's cute. Yeah.
Mind blown. Give us a sound. Blow some minds. Yeah.
Fantastic. What have we been up to this mini week? We went to see our friend's show, Sunday dinner, A Man to Pet at the Horniker Centre. If you can get to East London, you enjoy a roast dinner and an absolute lunatic dancing around you while you eat, then that's what you want.
Absolutely. It was actually what Taste had. Taste has just dropped her Nasty Girl collab. And it's what they had for the launch party, I saw. So I saw the gals there, saw Taste, Ahura, Willem, just all the dolls and divas, which is lovely. And honestly, Pet is one of the most irreverent and insane performers that you've ever seen. And it's just classic East London. I said what I said.
Fanny flowers, actually.
Fanny flowers.
Actually.
Actually.
So, shall we get into it?
Oh, I wish you would.
We start with a catch-up of last week. So we had the talent show where Yara Sofia was the top all-star. She lip-synced for her legacy against the one and only Coco Montrese. Coco, Rue Animal, won, revealing that Serena Chacha was voted out by the rest of the gals.
Thoughts?
I was glad. Not glad to see her go, but glad to see Trini stay, really.
But you'd love to see her walk away. Not really.
No, not really.
No.
Not enough padding.
No, true. Although I thought the taste level was exquisite. I thought she'd really stepped herself up.
Well, that's why I don't think it's that much of a shame that she's left, because she's proved that she's evolved and she's here. So, great.
Congratulations, you are present.
Here.
You made it to All Stars. Yeah, I think she has really changed the narrative on, like you said in episode 1, from that petulant child that we once knew.
Yes.
Absolutely. So then we're going to join all the divas back in the workroom post-elimination to count the votes from this dreaded black box. Are we going to talk about Raja's purple and blue hard front?
Let's.
First of all, no, absolutely no negative feedback here. I just looked at it and I was like, ooh, that's the hardest of fronts, actually. Like a real chunky boy at the front. And then I thought, congratulations, going on to Drag Race. And it wasn't really that clocky. And I thought, actually, it looked quite fantastic. And I thought, well, yeah, why wear lace fronts every time?
Yeah.
A lot of the drag community are honestly
the
not
tides are turning.
I just said. Yeah. But I thought it looked quite fantastic, actually. I only noticed up close.
I didn't notice at all, so there you go.
Well, there you go.
I really enjoyed the vibe backstage. It seemed kind of warm that everyone was like, nah, we ain't letting you go this early, TKV, not on our watch.
Yeah.
Although, did you see Yara literally sweating buckets when like Trini was thanking everyone for saving her, like cut to Yara, like literally that meme of the like monkey puppet doing the left and right look.
No, absolutely obsessed with the messiness of Yara's vote. Like I knew that, I was like, this is all too smooth, like something's going on here. And what about when TKB was like, the unmitigated gall? We need that as a sound. The unmitigated gall. I just thought it was really surprising that it just didn't seem like it would flow from her from her throat. I don't know. It was like it seems like such a strange thing for her to say, like she was quoting someone.
It's like she's one-upped Tace's Audacity, the Gumption, the Gall thing.
2.0. Love when people are like, I am a competitor. I am who she should be worried about. It's like, you need to humble thyself. Like,
you were in the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's like, I never really lose how much I think I'm going to win. Even when I'm in the bottom and nearly just went. Yeah. Congratulations.
So she's a star. Well, remains to be seen. But in my heart, she is a star. Yeah. I really enjoyed all the gals trying on each other's wigs.
Oh, very that. That's the wig swap. Very, very us in the
Barney just did the gay hand to go with that.
Yeah. You know, the gays. The gays. We also need that as a sound. Yes. Shout out to Kate Blanchett, an ally from the beginning.
So it's a new day in the workroom.
That it is.
I've got to respect Serena's hustle, always trying to shift some wigs in that mirror message. And actually, while you're here, why don't you head on over to www.trufflepigwigs.co.uk and buy some of your own.
And hopefully they won't be wigs that are complained about like Serena's were. Did she? I'd like to know who okayed those Bershka does steampunk glasses that Akira is wearing. Don't say you didn't clock them. As soon as it started on the interview, I was like, oh, no. The commitment to eyewear this season is a lot.
Yes.
A lot.
Formidable.
Yeah.
I'd like to say I have noticed the gay brunch hats, TM.
Thank you.
About.
Did you see? We saw it in a cerise. We saw it in a cherry. We saw it in a black. I thought it's absolute overkill. But the girls need something.
We'll keep a tally going.
Cannot get over Ginger Minge's Guy Fieri midlife crisis mini mohawk. Where, did you see it?
What, in the confessionals or in the workroom?
No, because you know she's got that like gold crown on.
Crown.
Yeah. Which Lukey has strong feelings about people.
They always come back in All Stars with like a jaunty crown-based hat. It's like, save it for if you win. Otherwise, it's ridiculous.
Well, yeah, it's like, it's first of all tempting fate because Ginger, how many times are you going to lose? Probably this time as well. But yeah, then she took it off and she had that mini mohawk. I was like, sir, you need to get back to your Ford Capri.
Okay, well, we need to put a picture of that on the Insta.
Absolutely.
I very much enjoyed the gals explaining finally the definition of trade, because if you have only heard the word on Drag Race, you would be led to believe it's just a cute boy that you want to shag.
Well, I think they confuse it with circuit queen. Do you know what I mean? I think they think that like someone that is topless and sweating at a gay rave is trade.
Up for it.
Yeah. And they always use it. And we've spoken about this before. Every time someone uses it, specifically like the Eurekas of the world, we're like, oh, God, please stop it.
So funny when they're like, girl, you're wearing a brooch. You ain't
My
trade.
God, that was my absolute favourite when it cut to Trinity and she's sitting over accessorised like Iris Apfel. And also she was like, not only did she have a decorative brooch on, she also had like Diamante glasses. It was like, where is the danger? They said it needs to be dangerous. But I was just glad that Jiggly as well just sat in there like refusing to enter the discourse. She just like rolled her eyes and she was like, no. And I'm glad that like with things like that, there's so many phrases like that. Read, what do they call it? Oh, a death drop.
Sure.
And stuff that where like,
or even that's now morphed into a shablam, which still ain't it.
No, it's not. We're looking at you, Miss Cracker. Where elements of like ballroom and like drag culture through ballroom has just been sort of stolen and colonized by drag fans. And
it's the truth, Ruth. Deal with it.
And specifically things like that. There's so many queens out there, like within like RuPaul's Drag Race culture, that are like, it is a dip. Stop calling it a death drop. Where did that come from? That's not what it's called. Do you know what I mean? And like that's
so it's a bit more sensational, isn't it?
Yeah,
she might die doing that.
But considering that none of the queens actually dip properly, like, yeah, they may die. Like, look what happened to Shangela. Didn't she like break her knee?
Well, that footage of Jada doing it like live on stage, smacking her head, then she goes up to the person who's filming, is like, I'm drunk.
Whatever it was, I'm glad that all of these power bottoms got told by a queen of colour, like, please stop this.
Yes.
You are absolutely
Talking to you, Jan. Janet.
This whole thing that nearly had me pass it out. Like, Janet is every white gay.
Are we going with that now?
Janet?
Yeah.
Okay. It makes her sound more Karen, doesn't it? Jan is every white gay in dungarees and a pink pleather heart choker that we push in front of at drag brunch. Do you know what I mean? Every time he speaks...
Out of the way, sissy.
Every single time, like when we're trying to get to the bar and they're like, excuse me, I was in front of you. It's like, not today, you're not. So they're back. This is school. That was me. What is that called?
I don't know. Pounding his fist into his hand, simulating a beat up. I don't know.
You at school. Head down the toilet.
Then Rue will come in. She will, and she has, and she did.
Yeah.
And letting us know that she's doing a ball. Do you like balls? Sorry. Do you like the balls?
Oh, see what she did there. Actually, I was going to say how tired it is, these ball jokes. Like, are people still laughing?
I initially smirked the first time I heard that it was going to be like a blue ball.
Yeah, that was slightly funny.
But
long overdue.
I heard it now. So,
yeah.
Oh, da-ding, long overdue.
The main challenge is revealed to be the blue ball, and it is a 3-look runway on the main stage. We have blue Better Work.
Yes.
And then Blue Jean Baby and Ball Bonanza. Which grabs you from the beginning, from the outset and throughout?
Probably Blue Jean Baby.
Blue Jean Baby, I can see you in that.
Mm.
What would you be giving me? Should we get onto that?
Let's wait when we're on the runners.
Thoughts on Rue's look, which I thought was if Willy Wonka mainlined poppers.
It just looked like I don't know, a display for some cheap lipstick or something, like an advert for like Colourpop.
Yeah, I mean, he's never met a pussy bow he didn't like, which I respect.
Yeah, I like the pussy
man
bow,
of
I
gay
guess, in
persuasion.
retro, but just not a fan of a wacky suit. I prefer it if they're just like a nice colour rather than like a print.
Yeah, it seemed a bit, you know, when you see them wacky men that sort of have like the emoji printed suits and stuff, very festy.
Oh, I feel like there's even a brand called like Festy Suits or something, and it's suits with like real whack attack prints on them.
Yeah, and if
for
you
the
wanna
man
sponsor
who
this
is
pod-
dying to just let loose at a festival 3 days a year.
AKA me.
But yeah, I was not into the outfit at all. Sorry, Rue, but it wasn't for me.
But what it was a celebration of queerness.
Yeah. Let's go with that.
Sure. But they do say blue is the warmest colour. And also, it is my favourite.
It is. Are these just facts about the number blue?
It is, actually. And, you know, I've lived in 6 different bedrooms over the past 15 years, and every single one of them has been painted blue. Did you know that? You're actually sitting right now in a room painted blue.
Yes.
In my lounge. But I've just realised, actually, my bedroom is painted dark green in this apartment, so...
Well, we got a duplex now, so...
Yeah, true.
How embarrassing.
So, what would you... I need to know, what would... first of all, what's your favourite colour blue? That's most important to me.
Mine would be a more on the turquoisey scale. Lady
Turquoise.
Turquoise. Just giving me that ocean... tropical ocean fantasy.
Okay. Shout out to everyone with exquisite taste that first thought Yves Klein blue, which is the superior blue, I feel.
Do you know what?
What?
I miss the bloody good old days when bitches would literally fight and push and like send rails across the room, like punching in a kick in to get their hands on all of the unconventional materials. It's very polite now. It's
Before health and safety went
yeah.
mad. Yeah. I need some ripped pantyhose.
Yeah. I want to see some like other people's skin cells under your nails.
A little danger. If you will. Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, why is Jan revisiting that look? If it was that iconic, she would have she would have been praised for it at the time.
You would have won.
Yeah, so
I'm already obsessed with the delusion of Jan. Like it's absolutely self-referencing this early on in the season. Like she's sort of like 4 greatest hits albums deep. Like what?
On her 8th autobiography.
Yeah. The delusion. You know, there's nothing better than a deluded queen, is there? Let's be honest.
Do you think she's given less eagerness? Do you think she's dialed it down from her season, or do you think she's given the exact same?
No, as I will mention later, her energy for me is quite unbearable. It's already very, very overbearing. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Jiggly's little face when she was looking at all of the stuff with her mouth just open, like, what the actual fuck am I going to do here?
You can never have enough drinks to be able to deal with the fact that she said Saint-Tropez about that outfit. Every time I hear it, like the fact that she came down in that and said that it's very Saint-Tropez. Does she know where Saint-Tropez is? Has she been to Saint-Tropez?
I don't know.
Very confusing. This is when we saw a real first appearance of the popularity of the gay brunch hat. When we've got into this bit of the workroom, I was like, they are everywhere. But I thought, when spirit gum robs you of edges long past, you need to get deep into headgear, don't you?
I guess so. I bet that's the solution.
And Raja's made her look like a Canadian policeman.
A Mountie.
Yeah, because it was just like absolutely perfectly horizontal on her tiny little pea head. And I thought it just, honestly, absolutely made me die, but also ACAB. So.
Till I die. What did you think about Yara just like knocking about, playing on the puppy pad and stuff?
I thought she is unashamedly cocky. Like
That's the word I've written as well.
I was shocked at how cocky one could be. And you knows we love to see a bitch fall. So I was kind of gleeful, actually. I'm obsessed with also how transparent the editing is as well. It's like, Yara is taking ages. Let's interview everyone about how she's wasting her time. What could possibly happen? So I was kind of just rubbing my greedy little hands together, actually.
Well, yeah, it's just fucking dumb because even if you manage to like pull the wool over the judges' eyes, the girls who are voting are not going to appreciate your attitude. So
yeah, 100%.
like even if she, well,
who did that happen to before? That someone was like, who was the bitch that was sleeping?
Jinx?
Not Jinxie. No, someone else went for a nap.
More recently.
Yeah, someone else went for a nap and everyone was
Silky?
like, fuck that bitch. No.
Oh, what's her name? Alex Zane. Alex Zane
of Arctic Monkeys fame. Is that who Alex Zane is?
No, that's Alex someone else. Alex Zane is the kind of like indie TV host guy with like curly black hair.
Alex Zane. I think you're thinking of someone different, aren't you?
We'll put it on the thing.
Whoever they are, they sound like a knob. Sorry, Alex. I'm already completely sold on TKB being my season narrator. She is just sitting there throwing back snacks and just judging like that old bitch off The Matrix.
Oh, the timing of that popcorn was perfect, wasn't it?
Do you know who I mean on The Matrix, though? That old bitch she talks about the Oracle.
Yes, of course I know.
She's, okay, all right, tough. But do you know what I mean? Like, you know, she just sits there with her snacks and her cigarettes, like, just talking about everyone. She was giving me very that energy. I
liked it when Trini said testicle difficulties, which is full circle, the definition of blue balls. So
testes. That's what we should be doing to test. Testes.
I also really liked when Eureka said, like, yeah, I am big, and so things are going to look camp, but I want to serve you fucking looks as well. Like, she doesn't want to be another Tina Burner, Nina West, like, haha, I'm big. I'm a big laugh.
Yeah. I'm a big. You heard it here first. Direct quote. 100%. And I think that's a really interesting, to follow on from Yara's ridiculous talent competition. I think that's another really interesting point about it, that we need to look at the way that we judge and our fat phobia is extended about large bodies, because often the way that they're mimicked is that is the shape of them and the fat and like breasts and stuff. That's often like the joke that is made from really large queens, which really just scales back to misogyny, because as men, they don't think that men should have boobs, and they're often making jokes about like their titties and their milk and stuff as big queens. And I really like that Eureka is like, wants to flip the narrative, that she's like, I'm allowed to take the piss out of myself as a big queen, but I don't want my body to be a constant source of comedy.
Yeah.
And I really like that about her. And I think she does, I've said this before, like, she really does experiment with silhouette and shape. Like, she gives you fashions. When she said to Rue Animal, I just want to get the level of your pussy, I literally levitated. I was like, imagine explaining this to an alien.
Well, like, I just really liked how RuPaul just deadpan was like, that's such a lovely compliment.
Just like saying to this 70-year-old bald man, like, I just want to get up to the level of your pussy. And he's like, yes, thank you.
Yes.
It's like, what is going on? Like, what?
I've earned my diva shit.
Like, why does this make perfect sense to all of us? We're like, yes.
It's one of those, like, trying to explain this to a straight person.
Yeah, I'd rather not. Yeah, absolutely mental. Love hearing Bianca talk about her pose role. Loved that. Loved that little behind the scenes. Just love her. Absolutely. I mean, we'll get into it later, but just had a lot of time for jiggles.
Good old jigsies.
Yeah.
I just thought Raja had such a great attitude towards this challenge.
I thought exactly
I'm almost
the same
embarrassed how much I flip-flopped on the gal.
I know. But remember, in fact, when they flip back later, it might have been in this exact section, and show her in her season, I was like, yeah, you were a dick. And it's like, it's quite like affirming to remember, to see them bits and be like, oh, yeah, that's why it was justified that you were not good TV. Like, I mean, you were great TV, but you were like,
You're a horrible person.
Yeah, you were nasty. But now she's got a new attitude. Yeah, and absolutely, I need penance from her so that I can move on and heal. Do you know what I mean? And that's what she's given me. But these glasses, question mark.
I'm not mad at it. She's got her whole kind of like 70s sort of like zip up thing going on, and it goes with the glasses. So like that's.
What about them giant bug eyes that she wears in the interviews? Are these all non-prescription? She's just
I
a fan of a
assume
wacky
so.
glass. Okay. And then the dolls re-enter the workroom on elimination day to put final touches to their looks, and we'll be joining them. Love Kylie's off-duty beat poet confessional look. That sort of like saggy hat. All she needs is like a long sort of brown cigarette. Very into it.
Oh, what, the licorice ones?
Yeah.
Gross.
Absolutely disgusting. Very sort of day 3 of a festival when you're like, oh, has anyone got a spare cigarette? And then they're like, yeah, I've got licorice rolling papers.
And a menthol filter. Fuck off.
Fuck off. I asked for a cigarette, you freak. I don't want to smoke your wacky bushweed.
I really liked it when Ginger was saying like, I'm just going to vote with integrity. Raj was like, please explain what your integrity means, because like really like that can
where is the integrity?
That could encompass anything. So I'm glad she was like, no bitch, you better clarify.
I'm about to say something which I'm sure I will regret, but when it cut to Silky on the sewing machine, she looked like when they dressed up E.T. as the old woman. Literally, like, with that hat on and, like, the wig, like, it was just, she was sort of, like, all hunched over. And you know how, like, E.T., like, shuffles in?
Yeah.
It honestly absolutely killed me. Every time they cut to her, that wig is in a different place as well. Like, at first I thought it was a bob, but it was just obviously on wonky.
It's asymmetric. It's versatile.
Yeah, absolutely. But Silky, I will say it again, I said it in the first episode, Silky in that mirror, unrecognisable. Did you clock the shot that I was talking about? Like, they did one shot of her before she put her makeup on, and I was like, who is this young man? Although, young they, I don't know. But completely unrecognisable. Couldn't believe it.
Really? I think she looks almost exactly the same, just a bit more of a glam when she's up in
this
it.
shot, we'll put it on the pod. This shot when she looked into the mirror without any makeup
I love how we call
on.
the Instagram the pod as well.
Yeah.
We'll put it on the pod, honey. Put it on the pod.
The fact that she just, for the first time ever, I thought her face looked very, like, structured and masculine.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll put a shot up.
Macho man.
Interesting that people kept their voting strategies completely concealed. I thought maybe they can have begun to see throughout All Stars that how dangerous it can be in the past seasons if you sort of show your cards at this point. Sure,
you want to just kind of do what you got to do, and then if you're questioned that week, you better have a good excuse for why you've done what you've done.
Yeah, I think that people are probably like, do you know what? I don't have any form of game plan. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll just do. They can sort of pretend that it's like based on the challenges or whatever, and they can hide any bias or sort of friendships that they're protecting. I don't know, but it just seems like no one. Every single All Stars before this, everyone has been like, I think this is how I'm going to vote. I think I'm going to do it like this, whereas like no one's really talking about that. Yeah. Which is interesting.
Very.
But it's a game within a game.
Oh God, I can't wait. I forgot about that. My memory is honestly dog shit.
Honestly. Cliffhangers brought to you by Alzheimer's. Should we take a short intercourse?
Oh, I'd absolutely love to.
Okay, we'll see you back here in a sec, gals. Hey gals, today we want to talk to you about polished wigs. That is right, our good friends over at Polished Wigs are the ultimate purveyors of hand-dyed synthetic wigs. They use vegan and cruelty-free dyes, and they can basically give you anything in terms of dye jobs for synthetic wigs. If you can dream it, they can do it. Now, obviously, you can get incredible dye jobs on human units, but with synthetic, we are a bit limited by what the stockist can give you. So Polished Wigs has honestly carved out this little niche in the market for these amazing, amazing coloured dyed jobs. You've seen them on superstars such as Bimini Babes and Detox, and that could now be you. So head over to their Instagram page, which is Instagram/Polished Wigs. And go join in with the madness. And also head over to our babe Polish Remove Her, which is the drag queen that runs it, and go show her a follow too.
And now, please welcome back to the stage, Wanda Mistake to Maker. Woo! Sorry.
And you've read about her in books. You've heard about her in poetry. It's Miss Tara Hyman.
Tara Hyman?
Yeah, you wrote.
I did, riding horses, so there you go.
Did you? Were you conscious of it? Did you know it had happened?
No, but when I lost my virginity, there was no blood, so
Well,
yeah. Maybe I am La Madonna.
maybe you are giant vagina.
Maybe.
I don't know why I did a Borat voice then. I haven't even seen it.
None of them.
No, absolutely
You've
not.
never seen any Borat?
No,
I
I've never seen
don't
any of
believe
them.
that.
Like the Bruno thing, they're just not really my type of comedy, honey.
I just find it crazy you could have lived this long and not come cross paths with it. But anyway, on we go.
Onwards and upwards. First of all, RuPaul looking absolutely sublime in that sort of Izzy Miyake carnival fantasy, I thought.
It was gorgeous.
And I don't often like her looks, but I thought fantastic.
Two for two so far with me. It looked like some sort of really glam cupcake wrappers. Just really colourful, really metallic. Loved it.
I've actually got something to say about every single one of the judges because I thought, they're all giving me something.
I feel like I know what you're going to say about Marcel Visage.
What?
Appropriativo.
The baby hairs. You're a white girl from Jersey. Talk me through the baby hairs, honey.
Look, some of us have hairs that need to be managed.
Some of us are white women of colour.
She's probably Italian, actually, like me.
Oh, she's probably a Lestrassi from the Beyonce family.
I thought she looked super cute, though.
Yeah,
like that blue on her.
she looked real pulled as well. I think they've got like an on-site medic that's given them a couple of injections, touching them.
Or maybe just some very thin wires just yanking everyone back.
Maybe she's got underneath the hair just loads of duct tape.
Maybe.
Like, really snatching her back. I thought I was very, very into Carson serving his midnight cowboy in that sparkly denim.
You know I love sparkles, girls. I was like, God, get my hands on this fabric.
Yeah.
Obsessed.
Absolutely very into it. And oh my God, yes or no, did Big Frida look like a Disney princess?
She looks gorgeous. Absolutely sensational. Love her so much.
Absolutely stunning. Honestly, one of the best people. You know that video I sent you the other day of her performing it? I think it was at Soho House in New York or whatever. It like hit me with such a pang of jealousy. Not because everyone was out in a COVID world, but just I was like, I can't believe we've never seen Big Frida live.
I know. I just want to be like on my hands and knees twerking. Like there's no
I'm
tomorrow.
sure she'd love that.
She doesn't
Can we get
mind.
all the white girls on the stage, please?
I'm sure Big Frida would be like, if you're here and you're twerking, you're welcome.
Yeah. I'd like to see you on a headstand.
Pussy popping.
Yeah, giving it to the audience. Absolutely. So for our runway theme, we have the first blue ball. Now, should we talk about how we want to do this? Because what I ain't going to do on this fine Wednesday morning is
run through 36 different looks.
36 ball looks.
Woo!
Did we do this? I feel like we did do this for UK. Do you remember when they had... We were like,
Yeah, and we did it on our first ever episode when they did the 2 runways, which was a 3-hour
absolutely
epic.
fucking not. And I'm sure we've told you this before, but we thought it'd be a really good idea. We're like, since it's our first episode, why don't we have a couple of liveners, pour ourselves a couple of cocktails and see how we get on. By the end, both of us
Absolutely smashed.
absolutely paralytic. It was so embarrassing. Editing it was an absolute nightmare because we just had to cut out about 90% of it. We were just like, I think they are so good. So embarrassing.
But yeah, so this time we're going to single out our top and bottom 2s from each runway. Although I do have a couple of special mentions to throw in. But
wouldn't
that's
expect nothing
generally
less
how we're
here.
going to whittle it down.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I've done like a couple of goods, couple of bads.
So first of all, tell me what you would have worn for Blue Better Work.
Because it was blue collar, I would have taken it away from what... Can I just point out, I was very disappointed with this ball. I didn't really like much of it, to be honest.
No.
And I don't mean to be a negative Nancy, but it's just I didn't think for the blue collar that any of it was like particularly inventive. And if you remember, this is All Stars. Like,
It's a bit Halloween-y, some of it.
yeah, there wasn't a lot of it that I like loved. And
I kind of blame that on the category.
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't think like the blue collar is that interesting. And the blue, was it Blue Baby?
Blue Jean Baby.
Blue Jean Baby, I didn't really think, again, like that was that of an interesting concept. But that's why I think you'd have to really sort of elevate and take it out of what it was and not go so literal. So for blue collar, I would have done something that was a la huge, exaggerated, like pointy collar and cuffs. Something that was just like literal, like blue collar.
Sure.
So that took it away from this idea of like workman, because none of it really hit for me in the sphere of workman. What about you?
My first thought was a kind of female Kaniki in Grease Lightning.
I'm listening.
Very Jenna Tatum on that program when she had
The
to
lip sync thing.
Yes.
Oh yeah, okay.
So like blue overalls, probably tied around my waist, like a wife beater, bit of like grease on my face, probably giving you more of kind of like a butch woman, and I would have just been giving it, making all the judges fancy me.
I actually, now that you've said that, that is probably an idea that I would roll with as well. Like, sort of like,
imagine that.
yeah, Rihanna in the Shut Up and Drive video.
I'm not aware.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, but to be honest, I find it super uninspiring, and it would take. I'm just thinking of that off the top of my head, but I would have to really have a think. Sorry about them background noises. We are truly living. Can you hear that? Okay. Yeah, I just wasn't inspired by any of them, if I'm honest. Can you hit me with your 2 top faves? Actually, no. Let's go 2 top bottoms. Always the bottoms first.
Okay, my least favourites were Yara and Jiggly's. Both
Interesting.
Way too plain and easy. Although I did like Jiggly's idea of all the other girls being trash.
The sanitation diva.
But yeah, like the construction of it was like homemade at best, like not even Smithy's IMO. And Yara's was just kind of like she grabbed a couple of bits and put them together. Like she didn't actually plan an outfit. She was like the belts were not. They were just like fashion belts.
A fashion belt.
Not my fashions, but
no. My bottoms were, well, to be honest, a lot of them were bottoms. I think the tops were actually harder to pick. But my bottoms were Akira and Trinity. For Trinity, I thought bootcut car keys. Like, what is this, a PTA meeting? The whole thing looked so budget.
I was literally screaming with laughter at her performance because just like the realness element of the trousers and the shoes, and when she was doing those like low lunges, I was actually like crying with laughter, like the seriousness on her face, like she's like, I'm giving you realness, bitch.
Very us in Edinburgh.
Very us in Edinburgh. She was nearly at my top for that because I was literally crying.
What? We did a show in the Fringe, and at the beginning of it, before, underneath obviously we had Le Glam, but we basically went to a charity shop and found like the most normcore chuggy outfits possible.
Maybe we'll put a picture of that on the pod.
And Ms. Lukey was in. Were you in a lovely sort of orange gilet? And could talk them through your outfit because it was an absolute banger.
I can't even remember what it was.
You had a lovely sort of a black jean, stonewashed jean with a nice chunky upturn, and it was.
Some very long, low, pointy shoes. I remember that.
I was in a lovely, I believe, Tottenham Hotspurs football shirt.
Oi, oi.
Some khaki sort of 3/4 lengths and a lovely dad shoe. Lovely sort of a hiking shoe. We looked we were going for incognito undercover.
And it worked. We were able to move through Edinburgh unnoticed, which really was so easy.
And Akira, arm stuck in a pipe. I thought it was stupid. I didn't get it. I didn't like it.
No. There was a lot of reversible sequence, which I really hate.
Oh, truly a gripe. Talk to me about your tops.
Kylie Sonic Love in that hot welder outfit.
Sunflowers, actually.
I think that's how people should have interpreted it. Like, yeah, I'm going to be a welder, but I'm going to make it fashion and hot still. So I thought she looked great. Loved the fucking shaggy little mullet on her.
Yeah, absolutely.
Woo! And Scarlett in the suit with the saws.
Yep, Scarlett was also one of mine. I thought it did look a tad crafty, but I thought it was stunning.
Yeah.
Really one of my favourites.
And yeah, like I said, special mention to TKB's fantastic presentation. I also really enjoyed Pandora's first look, like the lunch lady with the big shoulders and the beehive and the fag. But then when she took it off to reveal just like a sparkly girl costume, I thought you ruined it now. But she was really giving me sort of just like a caricature of a grumpy bitch, which I thought was really good. And also a special mention to Ginger's builder's bum when she turned around.
Yeah, that was quite cute. I thought with Pandora though, like, are we only gonna see period looks? Because I can't deal with. She's all the bit. I was about to make an old joke. I can't see. When you just do period looks, it looks so costumey. If you don't, I'm thinking like Gigi Good or someone like. If you don't bring it into now with like a fashion element, and she just does like consecutively like period looks, and because she is an older queen, it's just it all looks a bit costumey to me. So I was not featuring
not even the lunch lady when she goes stomping down with a fag in her mouth,
because I thought that would have been very cute if you'd sort of elevated it with a different wig that wasn't that. I don't know, it never hits for me. Sorry.
No, I mean, yeah, she never hits for me, but I thought actually that was.
And my other top was Eureka's campy little thing. That's not really that's not really something that I think that I would like. But I just thought the proportions of it were absolutely fucking gorgeous, as always. And I liked the wig, and I just thought as a look, like, it just all worked for me. I liked it.
Yeah, I didn't really like it, but I can agree that it was very well executed. And I like the little squashed little boy on the bum.
Yeah. I just thought it was all good. So then let's head on to Blue Jean Baby denim to the next level. Talk to me about your bottoms, your soggy bottoms.
Well, first, can I tell you what I would have done?
Please.
Well, mine, I've realised, is basically just two ideas I've copied off Gigi Good.
Okay.
So my first initial look was kind of like a disco does cowgirl gorgeous jumpsuit, which is just would have to have lots of diamonds on it and just be gorgeous with lovely big hair. Or lean into the Canadian tuxedo, double denim, and just kind of have... like, you know, like they have the frilly shirts like that, all made of denim, and just like, yeah, a tuxedo, but every element, like the bow tie and everything, be denim.
That's so annoying.
But then it could never be as good as Gigi's.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I would have gone sort of like a 70s cut on it, but I've done like a ultra layer, basically, like a 70s cut suit, and have like waistcoat, tie, shirt, everything just made like, and shoes, all denim, and gloves and stuff, and then maybe like a huge sort of like mask style like hat or something, just done like full denim. But again, just like not remotely inspired. Would have really had to. I don't like when the style of the runway, you like basically have to think of something else and just put it in that material. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's not inspiration to me. Like, you're like, oh, I could do that silhouette, and then I guess I can just sort of
put
make
it in
look.
denim.
Yeah. But again, not very inspired at all. Talk to me about your soggy bottoms.
My soggy bottoms were silky. It was literally a denim leotard and then just like the cheapest tangly sequin fringe thrown at it. Like, if that was on somebody else, they would have like literally kicked them off the show. But because it's Big Silky and everybody loves her, she gets through it every time.
I don't know why you're shouting at me.
I'm shouting at the
I'm
world.
not keeping her in.
And then, sorry, Jiggly, again, like, face looks beautiful. The wig was lovely, but like, just like a baggy jean.
I thought it was quite adorable, hers.
It was, but it wasn't a good look.
No. Okay. My bottoms were Eureka. I thought superhero of the streets. I think we need an embargo on Queen saying Banji. Like, it just grates me every single time. Like,
she tries to use Banji as a description.
She was like, I'm giving you like sexy and Banji or something. And
I thought she was giving Elvis.
Yeah, I mean, although the wig was interesting. Didn't love it, but it was interesting. I thought that, yeah, it just really grates me. Like, again, another term that has been like appropriated and used in like completely the wrong way. Tell me, what is a Banji girl about? And again, it's completely RuPaul's fault, because this has literally been like Set It With the Doors season. Like, they use this as a bull category, which is like, if you don't give a proper understanding of like what Banji means, then
you get Courtney Act turning up shaking her non-existent cakes in her boyfriend's shirt.
Yeah. Oh, I've got my boyfriend's flannel on. No. Banji doth not maketh. And so, yeah, that just grated me, and I just thought the outfit was shit, but then the way that she described it rubbed me up the wrong way. So I thought, that ain't it. And my other one was Pandora. I just thought this is about to get real old real quick. Do you remember she had sort of like that?
Oh, like a Dolly Parton.
The teeny tiny hat. You know how I feel about teeny tiny hats. Yeah. I just thought, like, again, like giving me... It's all well made, and I get that what she does is refined, but it's very just like run of the mill to me.
Yeah, it was like a cute look. Dolly's a good reference for denim, especially the 70s as well. But yeah, give me more.
Just anything. Give me something. And then for our tops, I actually have 3 for this because there was 3 gals that I was like, okay.
Go on, hit me.
First of all, Masraja O'Hara with that 7, that MJB tease. I loved it. I thought it was a bit pedestrian, but I thought it was spot on.
It reminded me of, not at all, but you know, like kind of like when those galaxy dresses were in fashion, just the kind of like weird lines and sort of futurismo vibes.
Yeah. I just liked it. Obviously, my number one is going to be Miss
KSL.
Kylie. Yeah, the body. I could like every time I gasp, it's like a shock every single time, just how gorgeous she is. And I love that they're finally allowed to speak about the trans flag and about her trans experience, because sometimes it's like sort of hinted at. But there's not like real... I love that she's coming out and she's like, I, as a woman of the trans experience, like I'm talking, like I'm celebrating, I'm here. Like it seems like each time, which is literally like such bullshit because it's like we are scrambling for crumbs on a queer program. But it's just nice that she can finally talk about it openly and jiggles. And then my other one was Scarlett. Absolutely loved it. So for some reason, giving me very much Coney Island. Loved the wig and the hat.
Oh, I really didn't care for hers. She was nearly in me bottoms.
Now, there's a couple of girls in here that I really don't care for.
I just thought, firstly, I know she's trying to like reclaim the flag for the queers or whatever, but I just thought...
Or whatever, cool.
But yeah,
and in Pride Month,
it was not inspired. Time's running out, honey. TikTok. It was, uninspired, and it's just like, seems like she didn't really bother that hard.
Wow.
So there you go. My faves were, of course, Kylie Sonic Love.
Yeah, of course.
The body, the reference, the execution, the presentation.
Did you love that Big Frida was like, oh, I often try and find bandanas to fit like it's like, look at you two gals.
Honestly, the best thing would be to speak to Frida.
Yeah.
And then my second favourite was Akira. I loved the hair. I really liked the sexy laces, very 2000s. Didn't think she deserved to be red for that. It was
nasty.
At all. And a very special mention to Yara's body. Holy fucking shit.
But can I be real with you? I thought that when it zoomed in on her face, I thought it was so heavy.
Well, that's what we were saying last week.
Yeah, and she's doing... Well, do you remember we were saying that it was so heavy in, like, off stage? But, like, even on stage for this one, she, like, I guess maybe to mix up the looks, she'd, like, gone really heavy with, like, a dark black. And I thought it takes away... When she does...
Yeah, sorry to interrupt, but yeah, her, like, jawline is really mental.
It's just all a bit, like, it's hard to see... This sounds horrible, but, like, it's hard to see the beauty in it. Because it just looks, like, so painted. It's, like, almost like a face painted... on.
Yeah.
It's very, Sorry to interrupt you, but...
That's what I have to say on the matter.
Okay, so then we head on to Blue Ball Bonanza, high fashion found materials. Now, I've actually truffled all of these. I don't know whether you've just picked your tops and your bottoms.
I did, but then I deleted all of my intel once I worked out who my tops and bottoms were.
Well, there we are then. Okay, well, so hit me with your bottoms then.
My bottoms were Jiggly and Pandora.
Okay.
Jiggly's outfit was just, it was just shit. The wig was so flat. And she had so much, I'm assuming, that Fenty body lava on her legs. It looked like she was wearing like a season 2 gold lame legging. So that was very off-putting.
Not the Sharon Needles legging.
And then I just thought Pandora is literally in a fucking tablecloth secured at the shoulder with just some shit stuck on it.
And like, it's not even lined. I know obviously they're found materials, but like... It just makes it look a million times worse. I was also Jiggly. I just put, Jiggly, the unmitigated ghoul. Like, it was very Saint-Tropez. Let's be and my other one that I just wasn't featuring, a dishonourable mention to Jan, who I just thought in this one, your energy is unbearable. Just like, the way that she bops down and she was talking about it, and then at the end, like giving you, she is like a cheerleader. Like, and that's not my vibe. But my other one was Silky. I just thought, yeah, sure, difficult job because she made pants, and she has an
Definitely, I thought it was fun. I like the beat.
a difficult job creating. I mean, I don't really know where I'm going with that because whatever it was not nice. I just thought it was bad.
Yeah, it was a real split hairs between Pandora and Silky for me.
Yeah. So tell me about your tops.
My favourite was Scarlett. I gave her 10 truffles.
10 truffles?
In
Yeah.
fact.
That's a 10.
Yeah, me too.
Absolutely gorgeous, top to tail, like perfection. Like you would never know that.
Expensive,
Yeah.
well made. Yeah.
100%.
She looks as well like I thought she's someone that like brought real beauty to her original season, but with this I thought she is refined. Like everything about it, the face now is like really lost that sort of masculine edge. Like she's painting so gorgeous because she's painting much heavier.
Can't wait for her tutorial to come out. Come on, Cosmo girls, updated Scarlett.
Yes.
Because when we do the shoots for Truffle Pigs, I basically can never be bothered to do my own face, so I just do tutorials every time.
For some people, doing their makeup, it's a creative outlet. For Lukey, it is a hassle.
It's a bloody means to an end. We've got to get this day finished. And then in second place,
who.
TKP.
Oh, I thought it'd be Kylie Sonic Love.
No.
Not the VMA's fantasy.
It was all right, but I just thought TKB literally looked like Cinderella, and like so many different parts to her dress. There were so many different materials. I thought like, wow, you really made that bitch.
And such fantastic narration.
Yes, and the sit down. It's like, je suis de mieux.
Can we give an honourable mention to when Ginger said it's like Anna Faris has been stung by a bunch of bees?
I also have a special mention and shout out to Eureka's purse.
The purse. Okay.
Because that was, that was great.
I also...
High and tight.
Not an honourable mention as such, but I'd just like to point out, I also really liked the construction of what Raja brought down with them like sort of like exaggerated long Ariana sleeves. Yeah. And I just thought it fitted her right. I thought the construction, even though it wasn't that inspiring, I thought the construction of it was quite impressive.
I thought she was already in your top, and I given
Raja.
her honourable mention.
No, she wasn't.
Who did you say first?
So my first one was Scarlett, obviously, and then my second one was Kylie Sonic Love.
Oh,
I love the VMA's fantasy.
Well, when I was talking about the galaxy dress, I meant this thing for Raja.
Okay.
Yeah. There's been confusion in the pod, guys, but we've sorted it out.
Don't you worry.
So, does that lead us on to Le Ming and Le Zing?
Oh, it does. Okay, so just a little catch up for the gals. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. At this point, we do a thing that we call the Zinger and the Minger. And the Zing is our favourite wig of the runway, and the Minger is maybe not so favourite. And so for the zinger, my first zinger, I thought it was Yara's glittery denim thing because I didn't really understand what was going on. It was so dark, and I just loved that really dark blue navy, much like Carson's suit. But then I saw it close up and realised it was one of them crazy,
like cuckoos, like petal layers.
Yeah, I don't even really understand how they're made. I guess
think it's like
crimped.
Yeah, and then you kind of make layers of it. I don't like it, Kath.
No, me neither. So actually my zinger would be either off the runway, Rue's Updo. Absolutely loved it. Gorgeous. Very reminiscent of Tace in the comedy, the Starved by Vodka Updo. Just with them tendrils, just thought it was very sexy, very beautiful. Because I think often updos are a bit fairy godmother in Shrek.
It's weird you say that because I actually didn't really like her updo. I thought it was a bit meh. Like not as much detail as like other ones.
Different strokes for different
exactly.
folks. I also really loved Jiggly's blue and rainbow anime fantasy.
Really?
I just thought it was so weird. Like, I just thought that looking at it, it was kind of so gross that I loved it.
Weird though.
Yeah,
blue
just
with
like,
a red streak.
It wasn't a red streak. It was like blue, but then it had like an entire rainbow section to it, and it was obviously human hair, and it was like a weird sort of like bob. And I just thought that wig with that outfit, whatever you're selling, I'm buying. So it was very, very odd.
Well, I would be returning to sender immediately.
Yeah.
My zinger has got to be Scarlett's gorgeous updo with have the lighter blue bits at the temples.
Oh,
that was
that
just
was very,
absolutely
very
dreamy.
gorgeous. Yeah.
Me Minger had to. Well, again, this was a split in hairs because there was a lot of wigs I didn't care for. It was Pandora's like Carla from Cheers curly thing. Something about like the curls and in that, which I normally
like
love,
loose curls.
like navy blue, it was just so gross. And yeah, just a very close call with Jiggly's flat blue wig for the final look, which I can't believe you liked. And I really hated Eureka's blonde loaf in the blue jean baby as well.
Yeah, it's not for us. It was one of them things that I just kind of loved it because I just thought the gore of it, like it doesn't go with the dress. It doesn't go with the dress, and it's just so weird that I just kind of I respect the hustle.
Disgusting!
And my minger was Ginger's ratty little blue fringe thing. You know, she'd like cut the fringe in, but you know, sometimes when people cut fringes and they're like, it's got like a straight line, but it's not like a horizontal straight line. It's like a curved straight line, chunky at the end for the fringe. I just thought, no, honey.
Oh, I didn't mind that, but that actually reminds me, I really did not like her red curly wig that she wore for
the Mario one.
Yeah. But then I feel like that might be integration, so I don't say anything.
A sweet little reminder that this is just jokes. We would never disrespect any wig maker's work. It's more about, normally, it's less about the actual wig and it's more about the composition of it going with the outfit. So then we head on to the critiques. Can I just say, it is so special to hear them lapping up Sonique like our baby deserves. Just love it. So nice to hear.
Yes, so the safe girls are Jan, Silky, Scarlett, Pandora, Ginger and Trini. Was that fair for you? I think Scarlett should have been in the top.
100%. Again, the judging, they're on some bullshit. Scarlett, it wouldn't have even occurred to me that Scarlett wouldn't be in the top.
No. Crazy.
So I feel she must be a Casper mattress because she is being slept on. And I hate it. I hate it for her. Not even a little joke, little laugh there.
It's because I feel like you've used that joke last season, so...
Oh my God, edit it out, edit it out.
Yeah, well, they absolutely ate up Raja, Kylie and Eureka. Like I said before, I don't get why Akira was in the bottom. And I don't get why you're critiquing that outfit either. Like, that's like sick, like runway. Y2K, like... Just coolness.
I got it. I thought that
very Janet in the Y2K.
Coolness.
I thought.
No, I do get it because I thought first of all I absolutely loved the wig, super gorge. But I've definitely seen her in that wig before, which is not any basis to not like the look. But I thought that it lacked pizzazz, for want of a better word. Like it was nice, but it was a bit like a bar costume. It was just like it was something sexy that you might see like one of the gals in.
I thought it was like cooler than a lot of the other denim stuff that was also very
but that's probably because it was a bit
more
pedestrian. It was just, it didn't really have any sort of wow factor. So I do get why they...
But like Pandora's able to go through, like think of all the, like there were so many denim outfits that were literally just like, I'm in denim.
Well, yeah, Pandora was in my bottom. You don't have to bring her up. Interesting. Really difficult to hear them tear apart Jiggles. I just find it really tough. I was like, the whole time I was like, oh, move on, stop talking about her.
It's very upsetting to do bad on what you did bad on last time and what sent you home.
And she just knows. And it was like, when you later on see her just crying, just being like, this was not my time. Like, this was not my my challenge. I get it. Because it is literally one of them things. First of all, in order to be successful at this, not only do you need to have an understanding of construction and how to make garments, but you also need personal style. And I'm not saying she hasn't got personal style.
But it's quite plain what we've seen of it.
But sometimes, like, as a queen, like, getting dressed up isn't your thing. Sometimes you're a performer, bitch. Like, speak to Bianca. Yeah. So after the results, we head into Untucked.
Hang on, I just got one more thing to say.
You could tell him.
They said that Carson said that Yara's outfit was bandana print. It was not bandana print. It was denim print. So if that was me, I would...
What are the differences? Paisley versus what's denim print?
Like it looked like a photo
Yara.
of denim. Yeah.
Oh, sure. But she was wearing
They were like, that's bandana print. It's like, it's not, old man. Get your eyes tested. And if that was me, I 100% would have been like, actually, I think you'll find, but maybe they cut that out.
Maybe.
It annoys me when people... Did Michelle do it to someone last season to Aja, you said they were like, your Studio 54 outfit is from the 60s, and then she really wishes she had been like, no bitch, this is a reference from the 70s.
Well, yeah, because it was a Studio 54 runway and all of the references were so poor for it anyway. Do you remember sort of wasn't that the one where Trixie was in sort of like a pink velour 60s, like, oh no, like I guess more 70s, but like she was in like a pink velour sort of like onesie, and all of the references were like very, very off the mark. And she was dressed up. She was giving you sort of Frances Jolie. But yeah, I then later heard her in an interview be like, mine was actually fucking dead on. Like, I lifted it from a photo of Frances Jolie at Studio 54. And to say that, like, oh, it was 70s, so therefore no references from the, like, decade before would be used is absolute bullshit. It's like, first of all, like that whole sort of like fur and diamonds thing that everyone was doing is like lifted from the 50s. Like, they're trying to look like Hollywood. Do you know, it's just so strange. And she was like, so often what the judges say and sort of like completely obliterate your entire concept is just said as fact. When she was like, and you often don't get given the chance, or you're too scared to really speak up and be like, nah, that's not it. So, yeah. But then we do head into Untucked after the results, and we hear the gals talking. Can I just say straight off the gate, Raja, you got me, gal. 100% in it. I'm won over.
Yeah.
I'm brought round. She was just absolutely cracking me up in this whole, and I just love the way she seems so warm this time.
Yeah.
And I'm in.
Yeah,
I'm
sold. How did you think about Yara not wanting to beg?
I don't like it, Kath.
No.
I have a real problem with this, actually. An attitude problem in episode 2. That's about 7 episodes too early. Like, for you to be given this, it's strange because I just think her sort of attitude is going to age like milk for the girls. Like, I don't think they're going to take it very well for very long.
No.
Because she is in the bottom, and I thought rightly so as well.
I was so distracted, though, because all you can see on the right of the screen is just Scarlett's perfect profile, looking so gorgeous. It's like, don't you? I'm trying to act like I care. So trying to distract me with the beauty.
Her refusing to fight her case makes her look like she thinks she's on a different level as well. Like, she said she doesn't like to be judged. It's like,
why are you here?
Wrong program, honey. But yeah, I just like that sort of attitude. I would always want to be sensitive because I think like she is not, like, this is her second language. And maybe she didn't articulate that in like the most sensitive way and she didn't really mean what she said. But that whole thing, I don't know, that really rubbed me up the wrong way. And I thought maybe Yara's not for me this season.
No, well, I feel like I am aware of that from you've literally hated everything that she's done since she's walked in the room.
Really? TKB absolutely cracked me up though. She ain't here for the bullshit. So funny. But I do call bullshit because one minute she's sobbing, the next she's kicking back and rolling her eyes. Pack it up, Bobo. Get back on your unicycle. Like, that is some real clown shit. Like, I didn't like it at all. What were your thoughts on her sort of attitude problem?
Yeah, it's kind of neutral, really. Like, if that's how she feels, that's how she feels. But then, like, she's not going to last very long with that attitude.
But, like, what about her, like, sort of, like, breaking down into sobs and then 11 seconds later it was done?
I mean, I don't want to comment on her mental health.
Sure. Did we? Okay.
I don't know.
That's fair. One thing that really touched me was Raja and Jiggly really seemed like sisters. When they were sort of like laughing and kikiing back together, I thought I don't know, there was like such warmth, such a bond between them. When she was like sort of like, what do you need? My Netflix password, like all of that. It was like, I was really hoping then that I was like, after Yara's bad behaviour, and like they said, like Yara did badly on the first 2, that maybe they will just save Jiggly because, like, Jiggly, they want Jiggly here as a person. That's what I was hoping. Turns out. What about Jan saying tributes because she's trying to carry on I didn't get this, but I saw it on Twitter. Like, what's the Jennifer Lawrence film? The
Hunger Games.
Hunger Games. So, you know, in her look,
yeah,
she was saying something to do with Hunger Games. She was then saying, like, we need to talk about the tributes to try and continue the theme of her look on the runway. And
and that just makes it worse, the fact that she actually had nothing to say. She's like, let's talk about tributes. I've got no opinion because I can't decide. She's like, so why are you bringing it up?
It's like, it was enough that you were self-referential and you were like trying to get all postmodern with it and be like, this is my look 2.0 because you remember the first time. But then to be bringing it into Untucked and to be trying to like carry it on as a theme, like, honey, but again,
wait a damn minute.
The delusion. It's honestly fantastic. It's really getting me, girl. But the gameplay, don't you find already the gameplay is exhausting? Like, all these sorts of back and forth conversations about, like, as soon as Jan brought that shit up, I was like, oh God, I'm going to need a sit down.
What do you mean?
Just like you know, when they all started talking about like how they were going to vote and like what it meant and like because they're not being upfront and honest, like, I think and I hope I would just be like, this is how I'm going to vote and judge it, so that people knew where I stood, and just be like, I'm going to judge it solely on the challenge. Like, whoever I think did worse in the challenge, that's what it's going to go. It doesn't matter what you did the week before. It doesn't matter what you did the week. Like, it's based week by week. But because everyone's keeping their cards, like, everyone's sort of like throwing out little bones of being like, oh, is this how you think you're going to do it? Like, would you do it like this? And it's like, it just seems like real, like, sort of psychological mind games.
Oh, I want them to get more. I need more mind games.
Okay.
More stuff.
Okay. What about when Jiggly showed the lipstick? When Ginger showed Jiggly's lipstick.
What about it?
Can you believe?
Yeah.
She... Wow, really, really did me there. I just can't believe that she wasted so much of our time being like, my best friend. Again, my best friend is here. And then it's like, it's not even like Jiggly did like a million times worse. It's not like, I'm really sorry, you cannot deny, like, just like terrible. Like, unless she's seeing something that we didn't see.
Well, I reckon they would say Yara's just won. So if you're going by scorecards, then she deserves another chance, as she's already been in the top.
But they've all sat there and had like a very open conversation about the fact that like Yara did really badly in the first two. Like, the judges did not like either of her first two outfits, and they liked Jiggly's. It was only the last one that they were like, this isn't good enough. But they also didn't.
No, they didn't. They weren't here for her Skater Girl one. They said
they were.
They were like, the hair's cute, but it looks like something you buy in the mall.
Yeah, but they said it was cute still. They didn't like read the look. Like, whereas like with Yara, they read all three of her looks, but specifically the first two, they were like, we didn't like it at all. But even her third one. So do you know what I mean? And also then to pair that with the fact that she was sat backstage not doing any work and pissing everyone off, it's like, it didn't really seem like, for me, it didn't seem like it was very justified that she was like, sorry, Jiggly, you got to go, like my friend. It would be like, that's the sort of level playing field that you could be like, well, no, I have to keep Jiggly here. Like, you weren't bad enough that it has to be voting for you. I don't know. I was just super surprised by it, especially after all that bullshit she gave us about her being her best friend.
Well, you know, that's all lies.
Well, it is, truly. So then we head over to the lip sync, and loved that navy hair change. A real baddie, stays on theme. I thought, she's giving you that navy hair. Absolutely gorgeous.
Well, I was just so excited that the lip sync assassin is my heartthrob Brooklyn Heights, because you know I got the hots for Heights.
When I saw that bitch, I nearly passed out. Honestly.
That fucking body, and she just gives me all of the 80s stripper fantasy that I would ever want and need.
Season 11 Thunderdome has begun, and Raja look shooketh.
Yeah, you would be, wouldn't you?
Oh my God, 100%. And I thought as well, lovely bit of character development, because she was like giving like real stone cold bitch out front. And then Brooklyn was like, hi Raja. And you could see that she nearly ignored her. And then she went, hi bitch. Like, and I was like, that's character development, because in her original scene, she wouldn't have looked over.
No, I had to really, as soon as I saw it was Brooklyn, I had to like scoot my way right to the front of the sofa, like head in me hands.
Slime trail, didn't you? Fantastic track, not very known. Loved it.
Yeah, I didn't know it. I enjoyed it.
Oh, absolutely loved it. Let's point out as well the volume of that hair.
Amazing.
What a silhouette she cuts.
Gorgeous.
Honestly, like, that's how I'd want to come.
I'd like Whitesnake to reform so she can be their video girl.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I call my dick, Whitesnake.
Ooh.
Raja, straight out the gate, giving you that stanky old Janet leg.
Literally, I've written stank as well. Like, as soon as it started, she was giving us her like living in America stank, and I thought, actually, this is going to be a battle.
Never underestimate the sea.
Truly, I thought, when it first started, I thought, do you know what, Brooklyn Heights might be a bit out of her depth here. I thought maybe this ain't the song for her to be smoking the competition with. But she was serving straight up cheetah club 80s stripper. Like, oh, she was absolutely, yeah. Just like, sort of, I was like, I know Raja's going to kill this when she started giving that fucking leg.
Yeah.
And then I looked over and I was like, oh no, Brooklyn, she knows what she's doing.
I was very excited when they were giving us a little bit of girl on girl floor show.
Oh my
I was like praying
God.
for Raja.
Carmen,
yeah, part
that
two.
lesbian on the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, absolutely as well. I was like, oh, it's begun. I was like, go on, kiss.
Kissy girl. I was very happy with a double tie.
Me too.
A single
And
tie, in fact.
Me too. And I thought that normally it annoys us a bit, doesn't it? It's like, no, come on, like pick a winner. Like someone was better. But I thought they're giving completely different things and I want both of them
Yeah.
on me. So yeah, but what that did mean is that both of the people that the remaining queens voted for and also the winning queen voted for had the opportunity to go home. Which is...
And also that Raja gets 20 fucking K.
Love that for her. But it was so exciting because I thought, this is the TV that we want. Like, potentially, imagine, it could be both of them, which I don't want.
Just before Raja revealed her lipstick, I was just looking at her thinking, look how much more beautiful you are now that you're happy.
Yeah, truly.
Compared to before. I mean, maybe she has been touched by an angel, but I'm actually like shocked by how much more beautiful I find her. And if that is just purely down to personality, that is crazy.
She also, as well, like when it cuts back to her in her season, you can tell that she's like really warmed her highlights up. Like in her face, you could see like before she was going super, super harsh because she's a little girl. She's got a tiny little face on her. Like she was going so bright, and they were much more neutral with the highlights. Whereas now she's like going a lot more sort of golden. I think the powders are probably switched over to like banana and stuff, like rather than sort of like a translucent. And her face looked very, very neutral before, whereas now it's like much more golden and gorgeous.
Resplendent,
yeah,
as they say.
And I just think the whole face has had a real level up. But yeah.
Part of me was hoping for a double elimination just for the dramas.
Yeah, 100%. Well, because I had to see, spoiler, Jiggles go, I thought I could lose. I could 100% lose Yara as well. So yeah, I was kind of hoping for a double elimination too. Nasty.
It was a shame to see Jiggles go.
She seemed crushed.
Yeah, but in contrast to Serena going, like leaving on a high, doing what she needed to be done, I felt like really maybe Jiggly should go because none of the drag we've seen has been exciting. I think just be an actress, honey. Obviously still do drag, but like you don't need to compete with these bitches that like are really dragging. Like you just be a beautiful angel and perform and do what you want.
I somewhat agree, but I just felt disappointed because I really like her and I like her energy and I like her fight as well. Like I know she seemed like it was heartbreaking at the end, but like I know she was like, fuck that, I'm a bitch from New York. Like, okay, I'm like here for that fight.
Yeah.
And I did think that she was ready to fight, and I'd much rather have someone in... What I really respect about her is that it meant so much to her, whereas Yara's like, I'm not fighting for this. It's like, okay, well, you need to go then. That's what I just... The two sort of attitudes of them, I much would prefer to have someone like Jiggly in the competition.
I felt like Yara wanted to fight, but is in her, she found it impossible to be that vulnerable.
To be humble.
Well,
yeah.
Remains to be seen.
Okay, so let's head on to Rose and Thorn of the week, my angel. I want to find out what your thorn was first of all.
My thorn was just the theme of Blue Better Work. It was like so Halloween-y and not glam.
Yeah, agreed.
They'd all done it how Kylie had done it. It could have been good, but where was the fashion?
Exactly. Où est la mode? My thorn was... sorry, broken record. I just felt like Jiggly had so much more to give. And I felt like we didn't see her shine and excel yet. And I think that, looks are not her thing. So I just felt sad. But maybe it's not a goodbye.
Well, there is a game within a game, so
maybe
we
it's
hear.
Just wait in the wings, my darling. And my rose was, which I think yours might be as well, this Raja O'Hara 360 turnaround. I'm so happy for it. I don't like to dislike the work of any of the girls. And like I said, I was not featuring her. But I am CEO of the Raja fan club now.
Well, there you go. My rose was actually, in fact, the very masculine way in which Brooke and Raja like touched elbows at the end of their performance. Very like, safe. It tickled me. Yeah. Keep an eye out for it. Maybe we'll put a picture on the pod.
Okay, I actually do know what you're talking about because it sort of made me giggle a little bit too. But that leads us nicely on to All Stars Dreamcast.
You may say I'm a dreamer.
That is what they say. Me, I'd love to see the beautiful Carmen Carrera from season 3. So gorgeous then, even more gorgeous now, and just back-to-back reggae challenges, please.
Oh, maybe we should have spoken about this before we did it, because mine is also Carmen Carrera. I just said some of us are still trying to recover the breath that she stole from us with that Mizelle W magazine shoot, the showgirl thing that she did afterwards.
I'm asthmatic, how dare you?
Honestly, I that was a game changer for me, and I would just imagine the looks that she would bring now. I think, obviously, there's been a very public and acerbic fallout of the Drag Race. She was the one that really called out the...
transphobia.
Yeah, and she was the one that originally said, please take she-male out because it's so... Sorry to, again, use the slur, but just because it's so offensive. And at the time... was met with real hostility from World of Wonder saying, how dare you should be...
But yeah, they wouldn't let Kylie Sonique Love use that as her entrance line.
Well, exactly. So I don't think, much like a sort of Pearl revival, I don't think that's going to be on the cards, but I would just love to see it. Love to see the Fasciones. Amazing. Right, well, thank you so much for joining us for episode 2, a little midweek spesh for you, just so we can catch up. And we will see you on Sunday for episode 3.
Yes, please like and subscribe and rate and share with your friends.
Absolutely. If you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, please drop us a little review if you like what you hear. And if you don't like what you hear, well, that sounds like a you problem.
And remember, when in doubt...
Sunny flowers, actually.
Bye.
Bye.